Ladies and gentlemen, this is ThePandaPhotographer. So let's talk about criminalizing the homeless. So, if you guys haven't heard, as of Tuesday, March 29th, 2022, the mayor of New York City is proud to say if anyone, including the homeless, are going to beat the fares on the MTA system, you're going to jail. Wow, the mayor has the balls to say such a thing, especially to and directly to the homeless. So with that said, everyone, I'm the Panda Photographer. I'm a travel documentarian, travel photographer, and travel consultant. I feature videos on this channel about real life situations. So, I don't know how you feel about the mayor of New York City, but my opinions are that... Sorry about that, microphone fell off. Sorry about that. His opinion, in my opinion, is totally different and subjective. But the way he is going about criminalizing the homeless and targeting the homeless directly, mostly, let's be honest about this, Mr. Mayor. You said it yourself. You are proud to arrest a homeless man if he beats the fare, or woman, or child. Did you see the video of the 18-year-old woman? Young lady, mind you. Probably doesn't have a good job, mind you. She's in the poverty sector in New York City. She is suffering from, not becoming part of the rest of society and being paid a fair and decent wage. She was arrested by manhandled by 4 police officers in NYPD, mind you. Yes, it was said that she's familiar with the system. Wow, I wonder why. The city neglects their children most of the time, so so let's go to somewhere where it all makes sense. Welcome to the Bushwick housing projects, New York City's housing authority. So let's take a tour around this place, and these are housing apartments that are 1 bedroom. If you're lucky, you get a 2-bedroom. But when you have a bedroom of a family of 4 and 1 bedroom, you just gotta make do, right? That young lady probably comes from one of these housing projects, a number of them in the city. It's a windy day, a cold, frigid, windy Tuesday. And all I wanted to say was, the mayor, you have a very, very nasty opinion about the homeless, do you? It's like you despise the homeless. First and foremost, the city is creating the homeless. You don't get enough jobs, you don't pay enough, people can't survive the rent, you do not do anything about the rent. You just push on. You're trying to impress all these politicians, rich politicians. You're not even trying to impress the local people. Yes, in some mixed reactions, some of the people do like what you're doing, but some of us do not like what you're doing. We get what you're doing. We get the fact that the subway crimes need to stop. We approve of that. But what we don't approve is criminalizing the homeless or people of poverty. For $275, you're gonna ruin someone's life just because they were trying to just get to where they need to be. You don't catch breaks for fare beaters. I understand. Maybe this is probably her 3rd time. Maybe, yeah, give her a ticket. You don't put someone in jail for such a thing. That's just petty, childish behavior and unprofessional. That's so humane of you to actually propose this arbitrary plan of yours to target the homeless. the homeless should go into shelters. Have you listened to the people? Because you obviously don't listen to the people. Homeless men, women, and children hate the homeless shelters. They are just consumed by drugs, violence, crimes, and there's no protection inside. When are you going to send police officers inside a shelter so you can regulate? You don't do that. You don't even do that, and we don't want you to do that. But the point is, Mr. Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, criminalizing anyone that doesn't have the financial needs to pay for a $2.75 fare, you should give a break to. People of New York, not just people of poverty, but people in New York sometimes struggle to pay your fares because they are trying to struggle to pay their rent. Oh my panda, why is this guy literally not listening to the people of New York's homeless? He refuses to listen to the homeless. He refuses to listen to our demands and our requests. And by the way, they opened a new shelter in the Bronx. But why in the Bronx? Why in that location? Please inform us. Why in that location? Why is always the shelters are outside Manhattan, but one mainly and one in Manhattan? It's like the Midtown one, obviously. Why don't you just open up these hotels or open your own establishments of hotels for the homeless? Make them feel like they are needed to make this city come alive. We need you to be the workforce of this city. We need you to make the city better. Because homeless shelters are not the way or not the answer. Have you ever been to one of those, ladies and gentlemen? It's like you're in prison, but you've never been in prison, but now you know how it feels like to be imprisoned. So with that said, everyone, please do subscribe, like, and share. And our dear mayor of New York City is not listening whatsoever. He is just blinded by his own beliefs that he is doing justice. Yeah, you are doing some justice. You're trying to fight the gun violence in the city, which we do applaud you for. We do applaud you for trying to stop the violence in the subways, but we do not applaud you when you're attacking the people of poverty and saying if you do the crime, you do the time. Stop living off that old same fork American bullshit. All right, friend? It's time to get to reality. And the reality is, people cannot afford sometimes the subway. Sometimes they do pay their fares. And sometimes they don't pay their fares. And I can tell you for a fact, half the time I don't even pay my fare. Why? Because sometimes your machines fuck up. Let's be honest about that, man. You know how many times I have been double, triple charged on my card? And that's why I do it. Yeah, did you know the ATM system, pay and tap system, is flawed, everybody? I got charged this morning on my card. And I'm not even using the subway. I was asleep. I'm doing laundry right now. I was asleep. I got charged. That's my point. This is why people say, oh, you want to take money from me and make it difficult for me to get it back? Then I'd rather just hop the train. Next time I see an opportunity, I'm taking that $2.75 opportunity of going through that gate. No, he doesn't think about the logic. How many people are frustrated sometimes with the pay and tap system? So with that said, everyone, but he is also making a statement about the homeless. He wants them off the streets. Listen, someone that wants to be homeless, it's a choice. But what is not a choice is being in one of those shelters in here in New York City. Everyone would tell you that the shelter system feels like a jail or a prison. It feels like I'm behind barbed wires. Mind you, I don't have a criminal history. But you make me feel like I did something wrong. When you put me in a place when I'm just having financial trouble, you put me in a place where there are a bunch of savages half the time, and there's some decent people trying to get into the place, and then they run away. So, actually, this question, Mr. Mayor, you think the Bronx shelter is going to make a difference? That place is going to be polluted and saturated with the same drama that any other shelter experience. So don't give me this 1, 2, 3, I'm the mayor, I'm smarter than you, I'm more wise. No, you're not smarter than me, friend. We equal. I bet we have the same education. So don't give me this, I know policy and I know how to direct the people to the right sources and resources and services. No, you do not. If you really want to help the homeless, you do it in a way you don't criminalize the homeless. But that's what he does. That's what he does best, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he's doing the best, and he's proud of it. So we're going to go through these housing projects. I'm not sure if they are interconnected or not, but I see the opening there. So we're going to go into these urban poverty neighborhoods, the ghetto, which we like to refer it as. You don't see the mayor around here talking to any homeless. No, he's worried about the people in Manhattan. Let's be honest. Yes, you have visit people. You have did your interviews with people, storefront owners for some crimes that just recently happened to them. I applaud you for that. But you're not always out here. You've never been homeless, have you? So with that said, everyone, I'm just trying to make a statement to the mayor. Agnes, you want to sit down and talk? Yes, talk. I'm willing to do a podcast, live stream, YouTube, ongoing conversation with you. Because people need to know, why are you doing this to the homeless? Yes, like I said before in this video, there are problematic homeless people that make other homeless people look bad, but you don't accuse all of them because of one ship full of assholes are making it look bad for the rest of the fucking command fleet of other ships. No. Of course there's going to be a bunch of bad apples, but not everyone is a bad apple. It is a windy day and very cold. And I slept out here in the cold. So, Mr. Eric Adams, yes, I'm a houseless photographer and videographer. And I slept out here like a boss. What do you got to say? Oh, I'm so cozy in my nice big condominium in downtown Manhattan somewhere. Or probably in, I don't know, Long Island City. Who knows where you live? I don't care where you live. I care about the fact how you got to treat the people of New York much better than what you're doing. You're talking about outreach resources. Have you interviewed one of these outreach resources personnels? Have you actually sat down and talked to them and did your homework to know how the service is supposed to work? Some of these men and women don't care, Mr. Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. They don't care. Half the time, they just they send you to a place, drop you off, and gone. And you got to start over the process while you're there. Let me tell you something, Mr. Mayor. You can employ as much outreach personnel that you want. It's not going to change anything until you change the system, because you know the system is broken. You know it's fundamentally flawed. And you refuse to step on it and say, you're right. Time to take out the trash, baby. This is New York. Yes, I like what you said when you say you want to take your city back. I felt the same way. I liked New York when I used to always come here and visit. Mind you, I was actually born here by default. A lot of people don't know that, but if you look at it, yes, this is why I hold multiple documentations. Last time I lived in New York City was over 25 years ago. And now, ever since then, and I come to visit, it's like it's getting worse. Well, why don't you put your words into action and take the city back with the people that want to take it back? Not by your fleet of officers. It takes not just your police officers, but it takes a community in order to get it back. It doesn't take police officers, friend. You want the police to be part of the community? Ask the community if they want to be part of the police and try to make a better life for their future or their children's future. Because a lot of these people do want a better future. But this is not the way. With that said, everyone, I'm the Panda Photographer. I got a lot to say and I got a lot on my mind. I don't like the mistreatment. I don't like the appropriate. I don't like the am I saying that right? The disappropriated means to violate someone's human rights. Because what you're doing to the homeless, that's what you're doing, friend. It's a choice to sleep out here or not. Some people just cannot and will not want to get back on their feet because they know they're not going to make it. Look around you, Mr. Mayor. We are consumed by electronics and technology, and that's what runs our lives right now. Computers. None of these homeless men and women that are above age right at this time can get familiar with a 20-year of education in 1 year. That's just nonsense. It takes a lot of time to learn and adapt. So you think about that, Mr. Mayor. How much fundamental education funding that you are planning to give to help these houseless men and women and children? I haven't heard you say or speak about that either. So with that said, everyone, you guys want to support the channel? All you have to do is subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support the channel financially, there's always a PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. That's direct payment, and so sources and refunds will go into the products or the content of this video. I do appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this for the last 20 minutes. And as I said, we are at the Bushwick houses, allocated and funded by the New York City Housing Authority and run. Why do people not have heat in some of these buildings like I've been hearing in the Bronx? It's just so sad. So sad. What about those that suffer during the winter? They're gonna go. Guaranteed, this is not the first or second or third or fourth time they have gone through that situation when there's no heat for a month inside their housing apartment that the city built. You know, these are housing projects were actually planned to, count how many people are actually in poverty. Census reports, yeah. But with that said, everyone, I just want the mayor to know that you're partially doing a good job, but you're partially doing a fucking bad job. And the bad part is you're criminalizing the poor. Like it's a sport for you. And you said it on television. And you're proud to do your job. To criminalize anyone that breaks the law. But it's a petty law. It's not a serious law. Think about it. Yes, it is a law, but it's a petty law. $275? You're going to ruin my life for $275 because I'm trying to go to work and I have no money for the rest of the week. Yeah, sure. Let me get this good grip on that. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. So think about that, Mr. Belt. You're gonna ruin my life. I could be an ally 10 years from now, and you could be someone that could mentor me 10 years from now. But no, you don't think about those concepts. You don't think about those aspirations of like giving young people a chance. Like that 18-year-old girl that you had 4 police officers manhandle, like she was, yeah. If you guys didn't see that video, I'm pretty disgusted, but yeah, she did some things that were very unethical because look how you were handling her. But, yeah. Your police officers need to know restraint sometimes. But with that said, everyone, see ya.